What's up, YouTube? I hope each and every one of you guys are healthy and enjoying life today. In today's video, I'm going to be reviewing the 2026 Honda Ridgeline Trailsport. Huge thank you to Sam Rubin over here at Safford Honda of Arlington, Virginia for helping facilitate this video for you guys today. If you are interested in this particular Ridgeline or any Honda product, then I'll be sure to have Sam's information on screen as well as in the description box down below. But with that said, let's get into the video. It is another beautiful and breezy fall day outside here today. It's getting chillier as the day goes on. However, the wind shouldn't affect the audio too much with my new mic setup. So just like usual, first, I'm going to talk about the exterior and the performance. So like I said, this is a 2026 Honda Ridgeline Trailsport, and this particular one has been painted in the new for 2026, the $455 ash green metallic. So this particular one being the Trailsport, as standard, you get LED headlights with automatic high beams, as well as LED daytime running lights, standard turn signals, and LED fog lights. Taking a look at what we got going on here at the front end. Starting at the top, you get this gloss black trim piece that separates the daytime running lights from the headlights themselves. And then taking a look at our front grille, you get a gray painted grille with the Honda logo at the center and the Trailsport badge offset to the upper right side of the grille. When you come down just a little bit, you get the satin black lower fascia, which is what this area is down here. You get two integrated parking sensors and then a gray chin down here at the center of that bumper. You also get an oil pan protector here with the Trailsport trim and 7.6 inches of ground clearance. So I personally really like this color. It works really well with this trim level. That's again the off-road trim. Now, speaking of off-road, you get an off-road tuned suspension, and as standard you get these 18-inch shark gray wheels that are wrapped in 245/60 General Grabber AT Sport tires. If you're not a fan of the way that these wheels look, they have two other wheel options. They're about 1,800 bucks, a little less and a little more for each wheel. Just figured I'd point that out. Now, just like the CRV Trailsport, the Passport Trailsport, as standard you get a heated windshield. And working my way down the side, you get the gloss black side view mirrors with integrated turn signals, and as standard, they are heated, power folding. You have your blind spot monitoring, and then you also get memory functions here on the inside. So you get two memory functions. Not only is it going to memorize the driver's seat, it also memorizes the outer mirrors as well. And that is where you will find your blind spot monitoring function. Close that door and we'll take a look at the side profile of this thing. So you can see you get the satin black window trim, body color door handles with keyless access. Keyless access though only on the front two doors. And then you get the satin black cladding at the bottom of all of the doors. You have your fuel door here on the driver's side. In order to open that up, you have to come here on the interior, and there is something that you pull, I believe, or push that right there. And that is how you open up the fuel door. Coming around back, you get the power sliding rear window. You get the standard taillights back here. Here's a rear 3/4 shot of this thing. Coming to the back, you get the Ridgeline stamped into the tailgate. You get the black badging back here. You get a backup camera, and then you also get the dual action tailgate, meaning you can fold the tailgate down how a normal tailgate would fold, and then you can also open this thing up like a door. It actually makes it easy access into what's very unique about the Ridgeline, which is the under bed storage. So underneath here, you have storage space, so you can set your jumper cables in here. Actually, I have a Ridgeline personally. It's a 2007, and I use it for shoes, I use it for boots, I use it for jackets and stuff like that. I also have my jumper cables back here, and if you go to a tailgate at a Redskins game or any sort of professional football game, you can use this actually as a cooler as well. You get a drain on the left hand side of what we got going on back here, and then you also have your spare tire located here as well. You get the halogen cargo lighting both there, and then you also get a little box storage on the right-hand side of the bed. Closing that back up, you get a satin black rear bumper, 4 integrated parking sensors. You also have your dual exhaust system, and in between your exhaust, you have a Class 3 trailer hitch with a 7-pin connector. So if you have a boat trailer that has a 4-pin connector, or a jet ski trailer with a 4-pin connector, you will have to get the 7 to 4 pin connector adapter. And last but not least, just like any other Ridgeline, you get a max tow capacity of 5,000 pounds. You can see the little sticker located down here, max tongue weight of 600 pounds. But yeah, that's really kind of about it for the exterior of the Ridgeline. That dog really scared me. Man, that caught me off guard. Anyways, yeah, not like the most capable truck on the road. However, if you're looking for a truck that you do truck things occasionally, you don't really tow that much, but you're looking for something that's comfortable, the Ridgeline is definitely the way to go. I've got plenty, like years of experience now with the Ridgeline, and I love it. It's awesome. But anyways, with that stuff out of the way, let's talk about performance. Popping open that hood reveals the 3.5 liter naturally aspirated VTEC V6 that produces 280 horsepower and 262 pound-feet of torque. It's made it to a 9-speed automatic transmission, and you can see 0 to 60 in 6 seconds. And if you were wondering about fuel economy, you can achieve 18 miles per gallon in the city, 23 miles per gallon on the highway for 20 miles per gallon combined with all-wheel drive only. Again, Ridgeline only comes with all-wheel drive. This is the only power plant you can get, but it is tried and true, and it sounds really good as well. But if you guys are enjoying the video so far today, if you would support me by liking, commenting, subscribing, any match of the 2 or 3, I would greatly appreciate it. And if you want to support me even further, you guys can follow me on all social media platforms, Instagram, TikTok, YouTube, at 703speed. I would greatly appreciate it. But with that stuff out of the way, let's take a look at the interior. Moving on into the interior, as mentioned earlier, keyless access comes standard. So all you have to do is have your key fob in your pocket, walk up to the vehicle, put your hand behind the door handle, and it will unlock. If you wanted to lock it, you can press that black button there and it will lock back up. This is what the key fob looks like, satin black with some gloss black and silver buttons. And going over the functions, starting from the top, you have your unlock and your lock functions, your remote start function, and your panic function. If you wanted to remote start this, you have to lock this, press this button and hold, and she will fire right up. You get a flash and then it will fire up now. And that is what the VTEC V6 sounds like being fired up from the exterior's perspective. And now we'll take a look at the interior. So you can only spec this with the black leather upholstery. There's no other interior color to choose from, and I love the Trailsport in the headrest. I think that is a very cool touch. Taking a look at our door panel here, it's got some vinyl wrapping, some leather wrapping, some orange accent colored stitching, 2 memory settings for your driver's seat, your unlock functions and lock functions, restrict your window privileges there, automatic up and down windows in the front. You do not get automatic up or down windows in the back. Storage space could be used as a cup holder, gas pump, storage space, and then this thing does come standard with a 7-speaker audio system. Taking a look at our front seats, as standard, you get a 10-way power driver's seat with 2-way power lumbar and 2 memory settings. You also get a 4-way power front passenger seat, and heated front seats and a heated steering wheel come standard. Stepping in to the interior, now we're going to push to start and we're going to gain access here into the entire interior, and I'm just going to start over here and walk you throughout the entire dash area here. So you have your power side view mirror controls here. That is to put you in your econ mode. This is to turn your parking sensors on or off. This is for your road departure mitigation, traction control, forward collision alert, cargo lights on or off, and then a heated windshield button there. You have a manual tilting and telescoping wheel, meaning you can bring it forwards and backwards and up and down as well. Take a listen to the turn signal. That is what the turn signal sounds like. This is also your headlight control stock, high beam control stock, and your fog light control stock. Zooming back out, leather wrapped steering wheel mounted paddle shifters, orange accent colored stitching, and that is your heated steering wheel button there. 1 level of adjustability with that, and just like any other vehicle, horn at the center. Take a listen. That is what the horn sounds like here on the Ridgeline. And then going over the functions on the left, you have your forwards and backwards on the track, your volume controls. These 2 controls here are for this digital gauge cluster here. And then that is to speak to the vehicle. Coming to the right-hand side of your wheel, this thing comes standard with Honda sensing, which includes adaptive cruise control, the collision mitigation braking system, the lane keep assist system, and the road departure mitigation. So over here, you have your adaptive cruise controls. And then you have your windshield wiper control stock. And then moving into our gauge cluster, you have your analog speedometer over here, and then this section to the left is all digital. So you have your digital speedometer, you have your what's that called, your drive mode selector there. I believe you have 4 different drive modes. So you click on this, you have normal, snow, mud, and sand. I'm going to leave it in normal, and it's going to let you know what drive mode you're in there. That's your econ mode, temperature, odometer, transmission status stuff, and your fuel range. And then these 2 buttons here to control what you see at the center of your, your, I guess, analog but digital tack. So scrolling down, you have your warnings, range and fuel, speed and time, audio, phone, nav, all-wheel drive, torque distribution, maintenance, tire pressure, no content. You can adjust the brightness. You have your gauge display settings, warnings, and then it brings you back into what we were already on. Very easy to use. And then if you are like confused, like you go into range and fuel and you want to go back to the other screen, you click that home button, it brings you back to that. Now coming over to here, as standard with the Trailsport, you get a 9-inch infotainment system with built-in navigation and wireless Apple CarPlay and wireless Android Auto connectivity. physical controls on the left-hand side of the actual screen: home, back, volume control, and forwards and backwards on the track. Then you have all of your shortcuts on the screen itself, time, and then the screen is very easy to use. I'm not going to spend too much time on it, but you get the gist. It's easy to use, tells you exactly where you need to go. I like an easy to use infotainment system. BMWs have yet to figure out an easy to use system. I mean, yes, you spend like, 10, 15 minutes behind the wheel of a BMW, you start to get the gist of it, but for somebody who's just coming into a BMW, you don't. Whereas this is very easy. You come into it, you know exactly what you're doing. Hazard button, and then this thing does come standard with tri-zone climate. So you have your driver, passenger, and rear, and you have your rear on or off the fan. You can go just to adjust the rear settings by clicking on that. So I love the physical controls. Honda, please don't get rid of physical controls. Keep them physical. Don't put them in the screen, please, for the love of God. And then you have spots you could set your phones, heated outboard front seats, 3 levels of adjustability with those. And then down here, you get a 12-volt power outlet, a USB-C port, a USB-A port, and a wireless charging pad that comes standard. 2 cup holders here, push button transmission. That's your drive mode selector, and then that is to turn auto stop start on or off. Very nicely padded armrest here. It's huge, orange accent colored stitching, and when you open it up, no connectivity or no lights down in here, but you get good storage. Coming to this side, you get a lockable glove box. Like to see that. It seems like a lot of new vehicles don't have lockable glove boxes, and the glove box is also illuminated and has a good amount of storage space. Coming up top here, the lighting's not going to be the greatest, but you have your universal garage door opener. You can open up 3 bays. Auto dimming rearview mirror. Your interior lights are LED. This thing does come with a power sunroof. It does tilt and it also does slide. So this is to push to tilt, and then to the right, or push to tilt, and then that is to open up the sunroof. And then this to the right of that is to open up that rear sliding glass. So you can open and close that rear glass from this control here. You also get a sunglasses holder, which is awesome to see. Lighting, again, not the greatest. And then opening this up, you get a vanity mirror, 2 vanity lights, and then this does slide in and out for when the sun is in those awkward positions. That visor is also the same as this. Grab handle here for the driver. You also get a grab handle over there for the front passenger as well. And seat comfort wise, I find these seats to be very, very comfortable. I'm 5'9", about 150 some pounds. Just the right amount of padding to them. And then also, if you're the driver, you have that lumbar control, whereas the front passenger, there is no lumbar control. So very comfortable, especially here in the driver's seat. Now I'm going to throw the entire window sticker on screen, and you guys can take a look at everything that you get with the Trailsport Standard, but I'm just going to highlight the MSRP, but you guys can pause your screen, take a look at whatever you want to for as long as you want to. But the MSRP of the way that this particular 2026 Ridgeline Trailsport is spec'd is $47,745. That is a lot of money. I'd like to see a 360-degree view camera system for that amount of money, but it does not have that. But I mean, I have no complaints. The Ridgeline is really one of the most solid vehicles you can buy on the market today. Again, I've got one with 250,000 miles on it. I drove it here today. She's solid. But I do want to show you what we got going on in the second row seats before the driving portion of the video. But if you guys have any questions about the Ridgeline or pertaining to a Ridgeline or the ownership experience, if you guys want me to make a video of the 250,000 mile ownership experience of my personal Ridgeline, drop a comment in the comment section down below, and if I see enough comments about that, I will definitely make a video on that. So let me know and I'll make the video. Moving into the second row, let's see how far these second row windows go down. Okay, they go all the way down. Then you get a spot you could set your phone, you get a cup holder, you get a nicely padded armrest with some orange stitching. This is what these second row seats look like, and if you guys have a dog, this is one of the nicest features. So I got an older dog. I close this off, and then my dog likes to lay in this area, flat area right here, and he's very comfortable. So I definitely like that. That side also does flip up as well. Flip it back down, shove it, and it will lock back up. Now, closing that, you get a seat back pocket behind the driver's seat. You also get one behind the passenger seat. I'm going to open the door back up for, I guess I can't because we have the child lock on. 12-volt power outlet down there. And then opening this up, you get 2 cup holders, a little bit of storage space. This looks like it's like out of my 07 Ridgeline. They look very similar. I mean, the center section is a little different, but the whole thing itself really reminds me of that. You get a grab handle and a grocery bag hook or not a grocery bag hook, a dry cleaning hook. You get the same thing on this side, and then you also get these 2 dome lights back here as well, and they seem to be off. Power sliding rear window. 5'9", adjusted behind myself. Here is the knee and leg room, and when it comes to headroom, I've got more headroom than I do legroom left over. But I'm also sitting pretty far back in the driver's seat. I would like to see a little bit more room back here, but this is right on par with what you would get in a Frontier, a Colorado, Tacoma. They all have about the same amount of legroom. So honestly, you get the job done. You can fit somebody who's 6 foot tall behind somebody who's 6 foot tall, and they'll still be comfortable enough to go on a road trip. But that's kind of about it for what we got going on here in the interior. So, you know, we've talked about the exterior, we've talked about the performance, and now we've talked about what's going on here in the interior of this thing. So I want to see what this thing's like to drive, as I'm assuming you guys do as well. So I'll see you guys in the driver's seat. All right, now on to the driving portion of the video. Take a listen. This thing is just a really good truck. So I want to preface this part of the video by saying I personally own a 2007 Ridgeline. It's got 250,000 miles on it. It's my daily. And it is an awesome, awesome little truck. Yeah, a lot of people give it some flack, and it's honestly probably the most hated truck on the internet. And that is by people who are uneducated or ignorant on what the Ridgeline is, because I own personally a 2007 Silverado 2500, and I have the Ridgeline. And I will say that I can tell you which one that I would prefer to drive every day, and 10 times out of 10 I would choose the Ridgeline over the 2500 any day of the week. Now 1500 trucks, yes, they are better than the 2500s when it comes to daily use, but they consume a lot more fuel than the Ridgeline. So like in a Silverado, right, or even an F-150 or any of those kinds of trucks, you're really looking at probably 15 or 16 miles per gallon, right, realistically. Or if you have like a 2.7 EcoBoost F-150, you might be lucky to see 19 or 20, but that's if you're really not driving hard at all. So the thing about the Ridgeline is the Ridgeline's gonna have a much better ride than any half-ton pickup, be it an F-150, a Silverado, Sierra, etc. The Ridgeline's gonna handle better, and it's gonna be more comfortable, and it's not gonna be so bumpy. So if you're looking for a truck, but you don't really want to tow, you really don't need to load up the bed that often, the Ridgeline is a fantastic alternative. And also, it's even smoother than some of the other mid-size trucks, like the Colorados, like the Frontiers, like those kinds of trucks, because those are utilizing a leaf spring suspension. And there's just something to be said about an independent rear compared to leaf springs. I mean, it's just better, you know? They're just much more comfortable in the way that they drive. There's a Gen 1 Ridgeline right there. So that's my take, right? I think that if you're looking for comfort, you cannot ever go wrong with a Ridgeline. They are some of the most comfortable, they are the most comfortable truck you can buy. We'll do an acceleration. And they sound fantastic as well, if you couldn't tell. That's the VTEC. So they sound great. My old Ridgeline with 250,000 miles still screams like that. Obviously it is a VTEC V6, so it's going to. But it runs great, and what's great about them is that you don't really have to baby them to get them to last. I mean, I don't baby mine. I don't drive it like super hard all the time, but I don't not drive it hard. Like when it needs to be driven hard, it gets driven hard. And that's just what you need to do with a car, right? And you need to have a car that can take that, because if you don't, then what's the point of buying that, right? So again, this is really it's the internet's most hated truck by definitely, but it's the best truck really that you can buy for somebody who doesn't use a truck for truck things all the time, but they do occasionally. That's what the Ridgeline is designed for, is people who do need a truck, but not all the time, but they do load it up. Like I've towed 5,000 pounds at capacity quite a few times, and yeah, it does struggle bus a little bit. I mean, going up hills and stuff, yeah, it's going to be revving pretty dang high. I mean, there's no doubt about it. However, it's going to do it, and it's going to accept doing it, and it's going to do it okay. It's going to get the job done. It's not going to be perfect, but it will do what it needs to do. And that's what's so good about the Ridgeline, and that's why I like the Ridgeline so much, is just because it does everything that a truck needs to do. Yeah, it might be the underdog, and it might not be able to do everything that, you know, even a Colorado can do, but it can do most of it, and it can do it better than any of them. You know, this is going to be the most dailyable truck really that you can buy, that's going to feel like you're driving an SUV and not so much of a truck, which is really what I would like to look for when purchasing a vehicle or a truck, right? I mean, you don't need to tow all the time. So that's what the Ridgeline's so good for. It's so good for just being super comfortable while still being capable, while not being the most capable. So I'm a big Ridgeline fan. I used to actually hate on the Ridgeline, but then, you know, once you get behind the wheel of it and you could just continue to drive it and drive it and drive it, you're like, dang, this thing actually is really good. And if you need something that's even a little bit more fancy than this, you can step up to some of the higher trim levels. This is kind of like middle of the road when it comes to the trims of the Ridgeline. So if you want more, they have more. If you want less, they have less. So really, it all depends on how much money you want to spend. But if you're looking for something that's got a nice off-roady look to it while still retaining the nice ride, the Trailsport is the way to go. And just the Ridgeline as a whole, I'm a big Ridgeline fan, so I think the Ridgeline as a whole is the way to go. But that's it for today's video. If you guys did enjoy the video, do whatever you can to support me. Like, comment, subscribe, follow me on all social media platforms at 703speed. And if you have any Ridgeline related questions, please feel free to drop them in the comments down below. And again, if you want to see me make a Ridgeline ownership video of 250,000 miles of ownership, also drop that in the comments down below, and if I see enough comments on that, I will make that video. You have my word, so drop a comment in on that. But guys, any other questions you have, drop them in the comments. If you guys want me to review any certain vehicle, also drop that in the comments down below, and I'll see if I can't get that and make that happen for you. But thank you guys so much for the support, truly, again, from the bottom of my heart. I always say that, but I truly do mean it, because anything that I do in my daily life, I can't do without each and every one of you guys. So thank you guys so much for the support, whether you know you're supporting me or not. Thank you so much for watching the video. That counts as support. So that's it for today's video, guys. Speaking of Ridgelines, we got a Gen 1 Ridgeline right there, but I think that's the best way to finish off this video. I will catch you all in the next one. Peace!